Afterwards, West Jeff Jackson, Commissioner of Missouri Valley Conference, to come forward, and Chris Lieberman, the President and CEO of Business Operations of the St. Louis Blues, also to come forward. Jeff will open it up with some remarks, and then Chris will follow.
Morning, everybody. Appreciate you guys coming out. Appreciate the weather being a little bit better than it was last week. May not have had the same attendance rate, but you know, it's funny. I was telling somebody, this may be one of the most climatic press conferences I've ever done, because I can't imagine the Missouri Valley Conference tournament being any place other than St. Louis, and can't imagine it being any place other than the Enterprise Center. Really want to thank Chris and Todd and his group in terms of doing everything that they were able to do to make this come to fruition. It's been a fantastic experience, not just for our staff, but most importantly for our student athletes. They rave about the experience that they have, having the opportunity to play their championship here in St. Louis and here at the Enterprise Center. Matter of fact, this fall, we did, I think, and Mike, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was the first time that we've done Media Day here at the Enterprise Center. And it was great. I mean, they had a blast. Everybody was so kind to them. Everybody was so hospitable. They felt that, again, it was a special part of who they were and the experiences that they get to have being in the conference. I would be remiss not to thank a host of people in this room. Some of the people who come to mind, especially our Explore St. Louis, Katie Ratcliffe, I know you're here, Mark Schreiber with the Sports Commission. There are others. I don't want to miss anybody. I always see Jason, and one of the things that makes our tournament go is Jason Williams from Maryville. We have a tremendous relationship with his students in terms of coming in all the time, not only helping us day to day in our office, but helping us being volunteers throughout the course of the tournament. So this is a little bit of a love fest. Okay, this has gone about as well as it can go. We were so excited last year when we sort of bumped in attendance that we had, just after the first 2 days, and we've already seen a significant bump going into this year when it comes to our initial buy, when it comes to tickets. So can't be tickled more, can't be excited more about continuing this relationship. Chris, can't thank you enough.
Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. A couple of things. Looking behind me and seeing 40 years in St. Louis, 30 years in this building. And for me, I was telling somebody the first press conference that I ever came to in St. Louis was announcing an agreement, I believe it. Well, I arrived in St. Louis in 2014. So this year will be a decade for me being involved with St. Louis, obviously this building, the Sports Commission, and really the entire St. Louis community, which, I think that's one of the core things about bringing any of the NCAA events, obviously Arch Madness, gymnastics, go down the list. It's the same people coming together because we believe in the difference we can make through sports. We love being part of Arch Madness and the Missouri Valley Conference. The opportunity to make a difference in your student athletes' lives, obviously, this is good for many of them who may not play after college. This is it, and these are the moments. And so, in so many ways, I can tell you personally, as well as the staff here, we're really thankful that we have this relationship. There's only one conference, one other conference, the Big East, that's had they're a few years ahead of us with the Madison Square Garden. I keep thinking that we can catch up, but I haven't quite figured out. So that's obviously a special relationship, but this one's really very powerful, and we all adapt and change. I do want to say, the addition to bringing the tournament here, we've worked closely together, and we continue to work closely together around bringing NCAA basketball here. So we've had I believe it's 5 times. We brought the men's tournament here. We've got another time coming up, another version of first and second rounds coming up in 26. So that's really exciting, and not surprisingly, NCAA bids just keep coming. And so we're working, and I think our partnership and the work of your team, gives us the opportunity to create as good a venue and as good a facility as possible. I just said, one last thought for me. We've transformed this building over the last 10 years dramatically. And quite, often John Calipari, and maybe not the best experience in the building, was really cited as one of the things. But ultimately, it's our ability to draw events across sports. We've got the NCAA Frozen Four coming back, the men's ice hockey championships coming back next year. But really, NCAA basketball bringing national events to this building was the catalyst for over $200 million of public and private funds coming together to create spaces like this that we didn't have before. And so I'm really grateful. My team is grateful for the partnership and really looking forward to this year.
Thank you. We can open up for any questions from the media for either Chris or Jeff here, or we can break into one-on-ones if there are no questions. Questions from the group?
You talk about the willingness of the Blues to really carve out that time to make it possible for the Valley to be here.
That's been easy. This is the Valley. We consider this is core. Obviously, the event's been here since we opened. March. There are times where our manager says, "Boy, we sure have to be on the road a lot when we start loading it up." But that's part of our obligation, and we always find a way to make it work out. And we expect it, we plan on it, and our goals to make it the best possible event, whether it's Arch Madness. Obviously, in years where we also have an NCAA championship, gets a little bit harder, but that too, we've never questioned that commitment.
Well, we appreciate it. We really do.
And if I could, Jeff, you said it's anticlimactic because you just assumed it would happen, but can you talk a little bit about the process of negotiating and how you guys work things out?
I'm not sure I can really call it a negotiation. I'm not sure this is one of those things where, there's leverage points on both sides. It's really, as Chris stated, something where I think from the onset there was an appreciation of, we want to get this done, we want to continue it. How can we make it work for everybody involved in a positive way? And again, it was really an easy process. We're just sitting talking and trying to figure out how to make it better. So that made it fun. It really was. I'm not sure the negotiation or that term is the proper word.
All right. Thank you, everybody. We do have some food available over here to your right, my left. Of course, both Jeff and Chris are available for one-on-ones. If you want to use a backdrop as a video opportunity, you're welcome to do so. Thank you for coming again. Appreciate it.